43. Diplomacy. Diplomacy.
We want to solve the conflict through diplomacy, not war.
Diplomat.
The diplomats made diplomatic efforts to end the territorial dispute.
Territory.
No one can doubt that the islands are our territory.
Dispute.
There is still a dispute between India and Pakistan about the border. The player disputed the referee's decision.
Border.
You need a passport to cross the border and enter Mexico. The company's service centers are expanding over the nation's borders. Korea is bordered by China to the northwest and Russia to the northeast.
Arise.
Problems like those at the Japanese nuclear power plant are certain to arise.
Recall.
I recalled that I had met her before. I recalled meeting her before. The Korean government recalled its ambassador from Tokyo in protest. The cars had to be recalled due to their defective brakes. The witness had total recall of the crime. He didn't respond to the recall of the court as a witness. From next week, the recall of the mobile phones will be issued.
Ambassador.
He is the new Korean ambassador to the UN.
Embassy.
The tourists go to the embassy when they lose their passports.
Shut down.
The computer system will be shut down tonight.
Protest. Protest.
The workers went on strike in protest at their poor working conditions. Citizens took to the streets to protest against the policy.
Navy.
The Korean Navy dispatched several warships to the disputed waters.
Exchange.
We need an open exchange of ideas and information. We exchange gifts at Christmas.
Gunfire.
The robbers were shot dead in an exchange of gunfire with the police.
Tension.
There was silent tension in the room.
Build up.
The museum has built up a fine art collection.
Acknowledge.
The government acknowledged the need for change.
Resolve.
The diplomats resolved the conflict peacefully. She resolved to stop smoking.
Dispatch.
The reporters were dispatched to cover the war in the Middle East. The warships are ready for immediate dispatch.
Negotiation.
The peace negotiations took several days to resolve the conflict.
Agreement.
There is international agreement on the need for a peaceful resolution. The two countries agreed to sign a peace agreement.
Intervene.
The police had to intervene to prevent further violence.
Urge.
He urged her to continue her studies and not to drop out of school. He suddenly felt the urge to return to his homeland.
Compromise.
Both sides agreed to compromise and sign the peace treaty. Knowing how to compromise is an essential part of marriage.
Treaty.
Both nations have agreed to sign the treaty. Words in context. A territorial dispute arose between two countries. Both governments recalled their ambassadors and shut down their embassies in protest. As navies exchanged gunfire, military tension built up. Then both governments acknowledged it would be better to resolve the conflict peacefully. They dispatched senior diplomats to start a negotiation, but they failed to reach an agreement. The UN intervened and urged both nations to resume the talks. At last, both countries compromised and signed a peace treaty.